My name is Madhukar Jhingan. I'm an exhibitor here with my exhibit, The Indian Aerogrammes, Civilian Issues 1944 to 1995, that is the first 50 years. The exhibit starts with the precursors. Surprisingly, in 1870, in France, for use in the balloon mail, a sheet very similar to aerogrammes were issued, and that is shown here in the blue. And then there are other precursors not shown but mentioned in 1818, 1923, 1929, 30 and 32. Then in 1933, what is known as world's first aerogram was issued in Iraq. It was invented by a person who was a member of Indian Civil Service, and he designed this air letter card while being Inspector General of Post and Telegraph and Director of Civil Aviation in Iraq. Then this didn't really was very popular, but the Second World War happened in 1939, and British forces and British Post Office adopted the Iraq model for the military mail. This being lightweight, and it could be connect the soldiers with their families. So here I am showing one of the first cards, which is and use of the Indian stamps, because a lot of Indian post offices were working with the Second World War abroad. Yeah. Then 1941, the troops can send the mail to India. The troops from Iraq, Egypt and Sudan from 1941 in August. And here I am showing one envelope mailed from Egypt to Bangalore, and then I am showing another one where I have shown the underlying impression, the box like this saying affix 3 Ana Indian stamp here. This was discovered by me, and because all the books, literature like Edward Proud's series of Army Postal History, Indian Army Postal History, and other books say we do not know what aerograms letter sheets were used in 1941, because there was no printer's name also and everything. Then in 1942, Indians could send mail to the troops at a different rate. This was 3 Ana, that was 4 Ana. So I am showing one example. These are all identified because there is a print line down below, name of the printer, print order number, date and the quantity. So these are easily identifiable. Again, I am showing down below another airmail letter card, official official usage, which is very seldom seen, quite scarce. Then in December 1944, India introduced mail for the air letter service to civilians, and in this they have mentioned that there is an official circular I am showing, which mentions twice, not once but twice, that these forms has to be sold with the 6 Ana stamps affixed. They can't sell the form blank and stamp separately, and that makes it, and it qualifies as a postal stationery according to the International Philately Federation regulations. So there are two printers. So this is one printer, and two different printings are here. This one with the print order line, the bottom imprint, and then there is another. This is the Saraswati Press, that is Modern India Press, and we have 4 printings, and there are variation in one printing where the print order is on the bottom and print order is on the side flap. So this kind of a thing. And I'm showing some unusual usages. When these forms were introduced, they were only for usage in the British Empire and not to other countries. But here one has gone to Sweden and one has gone to Norway, like that. These were also used abroad. This is an absolutely new discovery for use in Kuwait. In 1945, Before it is not known in postal history of Kuwait and otherwise that this has been used, and this is used in Bahrain. The forms are same. The stamps are fixed from the Indian stamps here with Kuwait usage. This is Bahrain stamp with Bahrain usage, and this is civilian air letter form used by military, and this is a very late usage of 1951, which is like several years after it was introduced. Then this was the British area of this. In 47, the service was introduced to USA at a different rate. This all was 6 annas, that was 8 annas. So here I'm showing example where it did not get detected and it was simply mailed at 6 annas, it was gone. Then it was underpaid and it was taxed in USA, and this is overpaid. So there are 3 examples, and then I'm saying here correctly paid as 8 annas, and this one is registered air letter to USA. Actually, registration when they were introduced in 1944, there were 3 conditions. They cannot be registered, they cannot be sent by express delivery, and they cannot be insured. But till the registration was allowed in 1954, but here I'm showing one used in 1949 to USA. Then finally, in June 15, 1945, that is 6 months after the formula air letter forms were introduced, the printed stamped stationery had been introduced at 6 annas rate. So this is a normal I'm showing, and this I'm showing a double printed one, and this is a usages shown to different countries. Then these are again unusual usages. No air letter service to USA. So this is the kind of stamp they have used. Airmail letter card service not available, forwarded by surface route. Little before it was introduced, somebody has used it. This was sent to USA, but it escaped detection. Instead of 2 annas due, which was short paid, it was not. It was still delivered happily. This is a civil usage, but from a military post office. This again is used abroad from Kuwait, not known before. And this again registered, used in 1945, while the registration facility was not officially available till 1954. Then this is another interesting thing. Post office announced that if civilians are going to write to the troops, member of the troops, they can do it at a 1.5 anna rate, like 1/4 of the 6 annas. They need not use the 6 annas aerogram. They can use this 1.5 anna. Somehow, and this is why I'm showing the notice, I'm showing the 1.5 anna usage, and then 1.5 anna pre-printed came out some time later. Because it says on the heading forces letter, people thought this is used for military and personnel, not for the civil usage. It wasn't used much, and usage is very, very difficult and high. I'm showing one usage here, and till about a couple of years later, the stocks were lying, and I mentioned here the Director General is saying in the circular that our employees have also not been clear-headed in this, that these are civilian usage and should be sold to civilians. So 1948, this concessional 1.5 anna rate was abolished. This is the first greetings. This is the Christmas greetings, Happy New Year greeting of 1945. This is a mint and used, and this is the inside design for that greeting. This is similar to what military every year greetings used to be there, but for civilian, this is the first one. This kind of the first George VI aerogrammes were short-lived for about 9 months. Then the format changed to larger flaps in 1946. And here I'm showing the mint and the usages. In fact, this entire sheet I'm showing the thickness of the paper. So there are 6 mm, 7 mm, 8 mm, 9 mm, and 10 mm. So this is what I'm showing in this particular sheet, the thickness of the size. Again, the air letter was not available to all the countries. So here I'm showing it has gone to Holland, Netherlands, and it was sent by surface route with stamp that service is not available. But I'm showing here one sent to French West Africa, where it was escaped, no detection. I'm showing here that it's sent to Germany, and it was stamped that service not available, sent by surface route. And this escape detection, it went to all the way to Chile, which is very unusual destination. That is why I have kept it in this condition even. It has gone to Germany, underpaid mail, and so 2 honors has been added, and text. And this is escaped detection, and it has gone to France and without any stamping or anything. These are very interesting. These are George VI period, first aerograms to this thing. There are only 2 crashes. One happened in 1947, which was a British Overseas Airways Corporation flying boat, WSC, which happened near Bahrain. Hong Kong to London it was going. It happened in Bahrain, Marine Airways, in 1947. And the other one is very famous Air India crash of 1950. And it was going from Bombay to London, and it crashed in Geneva, and this is the one. Then again I'm showing use abroad. We call it use abroad, but Nepal, we had an Indian post office and Indian embassy. So these 2, one has gone to USA, another one has gone to Switzerland from from Nepal. Used in England, it's very strange kind of a thing. It has been used from England to Hyderabad, Secunderabad in India, and it was not detected. Normally traveled like a British letter will travel to India. The American embassies were known to send the prepaid mails, fully paid mails, but through the diplomatic pouch. And once reaching Washington DC, they will put it in the postal system. It was cancelled in Washington DC, and they will also stamp this article originally mailed in country indicated by the postage. So nobody will say why the stamps have been cancelled in Washington DC. Then again, as the registration service was not available till 54, here it is in 1949 to Malaya, and 1950 again to Malaya again, showing. Then air letter service to USA were issued, opened in 47. So here I'm saying correctly paid, underpaid escape detection, and underpaid in text, and the text was paid by the postage due stamps. The Canada, the original rates, because being the British Empire country, was 6 annas. After USA came at 8 anna rate in March, 3 months down the line on June, Canada rates were also increased to 8 annas. Then one of the preconditions is of this kind of a stationery, postal stationery, is no enclosures allowed. In this case, a very famous philatelist, Jal Cooper, has pasted in his list of prices realization for one of his auctions and sent it by airmail, aerogram, to a collector or abroad. So this is very interesting usage. And this is the second issue of Christmas and New Year greetings of 1946. So this is the last issue of the King George VI.